Okay, so welcome. Today we are redoing our call from last week because it didn't record. So we are doing a redo. We are here with Melinda Arnost for the to talk about her new book, Empowering Inclusion Toolbox. Oops, did I go out there for a second, or did you hear me?
A little bit, but you're good. It was quick.
Okay. Melinda, why don't we just dive right in? Tell us a little bit about tell us a little bit about the book first, and then we'll get into that after. So tell us about the book.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I started the book. I'm an intervention specialist, so a special ed teacher, another name for it. So I had a lot of students with a lot of like social emotional issues, and I started off by doing more self-contained, so they were in my room, and then we pushed in the gen ed classrooms where the least restrictive environment was. And this has been going on for the past this is my 7th year of teaching. So every year I would pull my students out of their least restrictive environment and talk to them about, big problem, little problem, or how to self-advocate using an iMessage, or just about the different feelings like zones of regulation, all what the colors and feelings mean. And then I would send them back to class, and they wouldn't really generalize, like nobody else in the class knew that language, which every student, every human needs some social emotional, language in their life, or the skills. So then I started really the last couple of years working with teachers more and really doing that whole group social emotional lessons. So teaching the entire class how to do things and then leaving toolboxes so it's more universal. So I would leave a checklist, or I would leave a visual. So that way my students and their students, because our students all really need that visual. And it's been really working, and students are staying in the classroom more. They're, reaching their transition goals, which are great. I love when I see the students prompting more so than the adults in the room. So if someone's struggling with something, they're like, hey, you can use your iMessage. We learned about that. And it all kind of works out. So, and because of the success.
Isn't it so great seeing that?
Yeah. Because of the success the last 4 years, I decided to write the book. I was really excited about what I saw in the classrooms and how my students were accomplishing their goals, and how it was just more generalized, and students were more accepting and more patient and had more empathy. I saw so much more kindness, which is what we need in this world. So yeah, all the positives to inclusion.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you were telling me that the kids are starting to graduate now.
Yeah, in the past 4 years. So my unit is kind of considered the most restrictive. That's why I took the job. I love that kind of, behavior and things. But yeah, in the past 4 years, we've graduated 5 kids from our program. So that means they just go into their regular district and still get services, just not through us. So yeah, it's been very beneficial.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. That's awesome. All right. So tell us a little bit about how the book is structured. What can we find in the book? And then we'll go into who it's for.
Yeah, the book is like a smorgasbord, because again, when I started, I just didn't know what my role it was really. I mean, I knew I had all the IEPs, I knew I had the minutes, but how do you really truly enhance that inclusion model, and what does it look like? So I kind of broke it down into what my struggles were when I first started. So I do talk about kind of the history of social emotional learning, and the standards were just adopted in 2019, 2020. So I did talk a little bit about that, but again, it's not your average textbook, so you're not going to be bored out of your mind with just basic facts. So I quickly go over that. I do the history of special education, so again, kind of how those two are around and how they merge together to kind of create this awesome model. Then I talk about a little bit about my background, so that way you kind of, as the reader, get to know the author and kind of build that relationship too. This isn't something that I just thought of, last week. This is something that I've been passionate about my whole life. So kind of get to know me and trust me. And then we talk about a lot about communication skills and how you can build those, and especially working with difficult personalities. I know as adults, sometimes that's the biggest struggle in a workplace, is kind of working with other people, and how you could really enhance people's strengths and kind of tie those different kind of personalities into a room. Because my job is really, I work with so many more adults than I do students really. So that kind of go over fixed and growth mindset. So how you can really make it contagious by going around and spreading more growth mindset. So the staff gets more growth mindset and then spread to the students. I go into a bunch of social emotional learning standards and I break it down like per grade. I tried to make it as easy as you could because I know teachers love a lot of lists and bullet points, and a lot of them don't have time to read all that stuff. So I make quick lessons that they can adopt themselves. Are you familiar with the Goosebumps series? Like, remember Goosebumps, R.L. Stein?
Yeah, like the books, Goosebumps books. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I don't think I read them, but I know what you mean.
My book's set up. I remember as a kid, I loved how like you could choose your own adventure, and as a teacher,
okay,
like
yeah.
I know a lot of teachers like will read lesson plans and they're like, oh, I can't do all of this. So I broke it down into like you kind of choose what fits. Or if you're looking at self-regulation and you're like, I don't really know about this video, I hope that like gives teachers the opportunity to go look up one that relates to their class. You know, I'm just kind of using what I found, but everyone's different and every classroom's different. So I do a whole bunch of those. I have an inclusive dictionary in there. I have frequent challenges that have come up. I actually asked a couple of Facebook groups, like, when it comes to inclusion, what is your biggest challenge? And then I got their feedback. So I tried to put like, you know, magazines where you get all those like those I'm struggling with something. What do I do? Kind of like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I tried
to ask Anne or whatever.
Yes. I used to love those. So I have those in there too. And then I have a list of like acronyms, because when it comes to like inclusion, especially like special ed, IEP things, so many acronyms that are constantly changing. I do want teachers to write all over this book and like use highlighters and, you know, inclusion and like LGBTQ, religion, all that, racial equity, it changes so much, you know, and so I left some blank spaces because I do want people to kind of fill it in.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So kind of jam-packed. And then I illustrated like little
yeah, images. I was gonna say.
Just for fun. I love to draw, so definitely added those in as well. You'll find like a huge section in the back of the book where it says recommended books. So, and they're broken down by each like social emotional standard, which is nice. So if you're struggling in your class with like, you know, social awareness, you can go to that section, find a whole bunch of books, ranges like K through 12, and you'd be able to find one quickly.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. So yeah, your book is for K to 12, that's what it says. But as you were telling me before, it really is beneficial for everybody, adults and preschoolers. Yeah. So we could use it in daycares, we could use it for ourselves, for the workplace. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it could be like, so a lot of the social emotional lessons are like, if you are struggling in the workplace, I'm like, you're just noticing there's not a lot of empathy. There's a lot of like a big section about lessons, how to embrace empathy and like what you can do, and you could show videos or read a little blurb or, you know, like things like that. So I just think too, I think of this world and I'm like, a lot of adults need this, you know, like big problem, little problem, you know, like stuff like that.
Well, we weren't taught it when we were young. We didn't have somebody like you in the classroom showing us those things. So this is something that we are implementing now for the first time, hopefully. Hopefully implementing it now, but because I know my sister, who is in grade 12, she has a social emotional learning class in her grade 12 class right now, which is amazing.
That's so good.
It's amazing that it's happening now. It's sad that that's the first time she's hearing about it. But yeah, so I'm so excited for this book. I'm like, everybody buy it.
Artist, you know, it's very like visually appealing too. Like I worked a lot on the cover, you know, so I'm excited how it turned out.
It's beautiful.
Breakthrough to the system, you know, that's the whole point of the hand and the pencil breaking through. So yeah,
it's perfect. And so where can we buy it? How can we buy it? All the things. Tell us about the little deal for the couple days that we have now.
Yeah, it is on Amazon right now. You could buy a paperback for $19.99, and then it is on Prime. So if you have Prime, it'll send quick. And then for Kindle, it is 99 cents. Yeah, I think I'm going to go till Saturday. So give it like a good week. So
perfect.
Saturday, I think 99 cents. Yep.
And then after that, it's the same price as the book.
I think I'm going to make it $9.99. Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit less. Okay.
Yeah, because again, the Kindle version, it's the paperback version is like made for teachers, so you can like go to the copy machine, you could write all over it. The Kindle version looks a little bit different with the illustrations and the charts, and the font didn't kind of, you know, cross over like it did in the paperback. So
yeah. it's good to have it a little more accessible with the Kindle as well. But yeah, but for sure, I agree. It will be more interactive as a paper book. So I got both.
Yeah, I would love a feature to make it audible. Like I would love to like read it. You know, I think that would be neat.
That would be really cool. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And sorry, you said 1999, I think you said. So that's US dollars. And I checked. No, that's okay. I checked, it's $25.99 for Canadian.
Okay.
So it's not too much of a difference, but
I was gonna say it should have
Canadian dollar. Yeah. So it does ship to Canada because I have mine coming on the way. And it's on Prime.
Good. And a woman just bought it from the UK too. So it has been. Yep. But unfortunately, like my link, she said, and I don't know if this ran into like what you ran into too. She did it when she typed it in. It was okay, but my link was only set to like US. So
yes, you sent me a US link, and then I just had to look it up on my like .ca one. So I mean, like I'm used to that anyway as Canadian. We're used to that. It's okay. Yeah.
I felt bad.
Oh no, don't. It's all good. All right, so that's awesome. So everybody go and buy this book because it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. I'm hoping it will come in the next 2 days because it's Prime, so it should be here soon. I'm excited to show it off. I love it. And make sure you follow Melinda as well. She's at Empowering Inclusion Toolbox on Instagram and Facebook. Getting lots of kitty love right now. And and your mailing list, you have an email list as well that's probably in the link as well.
Oh, yep. Yeah. Yep.
Share that as well.
Yep. You can subscribe because over the summer I am going to do more like monthly like tips and tricks and like things that I've learned through inclusion, like that you can quickly implement. I have so many ideas. Yeah. Like even I could probably write 8 more books now. I know I wrote this one, but then I kept doing other stuff too. So I was like, oh no, there's so many ideas.
Yeah. I feel the same way with that. I'm like, I have to make a list of my not today Rebekah list. So that's but we have the ideas are good. Keep them up. So I can't wait to see what else we create. All right, well, I'll let you get to work because I know you have some teachers coming in. So thank you so much for doing this again. I apologize I lost our video, but you know what? Any excuse to talk to you again. I'm okay with that.
You're like best friends now, Rebekah.
I know. It's awesome. Okay, so thank you, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good.
Bye.
All right, we'll see ya.